Hello gamers, League's Catalyst continues today as I catch you up with where I left off previously. The third relic tier had just been unlocked and I finished building the walls of my fort. Since then, I sort of idle skilled myself to the fourth relic on the side while editing the first League progress video. There were tons of tasks to just mine a certain amount of each ore, so I generally just followed that. For smithing, I mostly stayed at Artisan Workshop in southeast Falador. While smithing in the Artisan Workshop, you gain a currency called Respect, which you can use in the store there, and there's a couple tasks for buying, for example, the Blacksmith outfit, and for unlocking the Golden Cannon and Royal Cannon. For my crafting training, I just stayed at the Gem Rocks in Alcarid Mine. The final levels from my idling are 40 to 80 mining, and mining was the first skill I got to 80 as well. 20 to 80 smithing, 30 to 70 crafting. I've got a bunch of armor sets from smithing that I need to equip for tasks once my defense level is high enough. I also got a bunch of other levels through divination caches and wilderness events. So the goal for this video is to push the final bit to the fourth relic and then also unlock the fifth relic, the big one, the Combat Relic. I tried out some weekly skilling minigames like Wisps of the Grove, but I don't think I'll be continuing with that one. The Circus though got my magic and range levels from 5 up to 30 plus. I wanted to unlock Herby Werby, which is a weekly herblore minigame on Anachronia, so you can only do it for a small amount of time every week, but it gives a lot of experience, and also, like all other weeklies, they reset on Wednesdays. So I set off for the island, built some of the base camp and lodestone, unlocked the Raksha boss for later, and inspected all 5 Dragonkin statues around the island. I have level 30 agility to use parts of the agility course on the island, but my Slayer Skull teleport takes me all over Anachronia instantly through the different Slayer creatures on the island. I've also been putting off doing Necromancy for a while, so I said yo to the first Necromancer and got taught the basics, summoned a skeleton, completed 2 rituals, unlocked the city of in the process, and grabbed the lodestone. This dude at the docks had some Necromancer robes for me, which Keely helped me upgrade. I found that the wizards south of Falador drop ashes for all my necromancy needs, and they're only 16 combat, so easy to take down. I also went into necromancy skill settings and turned on ritual durability bars. That's just a nice quality of life. I have to say, I was leveling necromancy faster than I was able to upgrade the gear, so I ended up leveling it way more than I first expected to. My final necromancy level is 58 with level 40 weapons and armor. Got my defense level to 44 through necromancy upgrade tasks as well, and I bumped into Thalmund, who had a moonstone for sale, so I picked that up. Then I finally did my first ever Slayer task. It's about time. I then entered Mauritania, taking down a ghoul, grabbed the Canifis lodestone, but my skull teleports here, so I'll just be using that instead. Did a 180 and started Shilo Village quest, but stopped for a bit to do some mining, and that unlocked the tier 4 relic. So what does the tier 4 relic do? The passives give us a nice 8 times experience boost. Rare item drops are now 4 times more common. The entire tool belt is now unlocked, and the Gate of Elidinus is available once we complete Soul Searching quest, which I haven't done yet, and that's a skilling boss, so we'll get to that a little bit later. As for the relics themselves, you've got Production Master, Rejuvenated, and Clue Connoisseur. Let's go over those quickly. So Production Master grants us a Brooch of the Elder Gods. It helps a lot with production skills, but it actually doesn't help as much as you might think. It helps with cooking and fletching mainly, those are the big ones, but it doesn't help with smithing. And that's a really slow one, even with the excavator pickaxe. It takes quite a long time to make things through smithing. It does also speed up herblore training though. It would speed up my crafting if I didn't have the best crafting method unlocked already, which is mining gem rocks. And now that we have Gate of Elidinus possibly available, there's a really good crafting training method just by doing that boss encounter. So I don't really feel like crafting is something you need from this one. Construction's also weird one because you'll mainly be doing your training at the fort, and I don't believe it works there either. What it essentially is trying to do is instantly process all your resources, but there's so many things in RuneScape 3 where you're not really processing resources to level up. You're doing some kind of activity. So it's not using your inventory items, it's doing something in the world to get experience. It also has the ability to spawn some skilling spirits. You basically just click those when they pop up and you get some rewards or experience. You never burn food. You gain the portable skilling station bonuses, which is every so often you'll save a resource. The infinite urns you get, because that's just free experience from having it on. Rejuvenated is another relic, which lets you pick one of the past tiers, so either tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3. You can pick another one of those relics through this one, and I don't feel like we need to do that. I'm happy with the ones I have so far, and there's no other ones I'd really pick up other than the agility one, but I feel like the last one on this tier is better than that. Clue Connoisseur is, to me, the natural pick because it's such a game-changing relic in that you can just instantly complete clues. Effectively, if you have a clue you don't like, you can keep resetting it infinitely because you get the clue outfit with infinite charges on it. You've got an item that teleports you to clue locations. It's actually massive for clues, and you'll be speeding through any clues you get. Plus, you get double loot from all the clues as well. You get double loot in the sense that you get an extra clue reward casket. I think this one sounds really fun, and that's why I'm picking Clue Connoisseur for my tier 4. But something I wanted to bring up is that you can buy tons of easy food from this place in Brimhaven. This store is in both old school RuneScape and in RuneScape 3, and it's been my main source of food in old school leagues. The shop stock doesn't reset or deplete. Alright, let's start Shilo Village. Once I finish Shilo Village, I should have a teleport here to the Slayer Master through my Slayer Skull as well. I don't need to wear any of the gear, but the Globetrotter cluing gloves give you teleports. One of them goes to Taibu Wanai, so that's actually super useful for this quest. Since I'm using Necromancy right now, I feel like I can touch on the abilities a little bit. So the first one summons a skeleton, and the skeleton will attack whatever I'm attacking. The second one is just a burst of damage towards my target, 15-second cooldown. It gives me necrosis energy as well, which I can use to cast this ability. Finger of Death uses necrosis to do damage. It can also use adrenaline, but you mainly want to use it with necrosis. And the last one will suck a soul out of whatever I'm fighting, and then I can throw that soul back at them to do damage. That's all you really need to know. Necromancy is very simple to pick up. So I'm doing Shilo Village, and it's just this random person sitting here. In the middle of a haunted tomb cave, there's just this random person sitting around. It's a little bit weird. I think we can surge across the bridge to avoid the check. The check is in the middle. Yep, it works. I've never done this boss with Necromancy before, so we'll see how that goes. Can you safe spot it? You can. Easy. And that's Shilo Village quest complete. And that also unlocks this teleport. Takes me straight to Shilo Village. Another task is to harvest some of the energy from the Karamja divination spot. The next bit here is going to be a little bit sporadic because I'm going to be doing a lot of random tasks all over the place. But I figured I might as well slay an imp because I haven't done that yet. And I need a couple imp hides, which they drop, to make an armor set, which also gives a little bit of points. Not much points, so it's like barely worth doing at this point. I think it's like 10 points. But I figure I'll just knock it out. It's easy to do here. I haven't been doing a lot of wood cutting itself. I've just been doing events sort of to get my wood cutting up so far. But I needed to fletch 1,000 arrow shafts. So that's my first ever fletching training. And I figured I'd mention that you can make a wood box for wood cutting where you store your logs in it and you don't have to run to the bank. Now you have to upgrade it over time. It can store anything up to the log type that you've made the box out of. So if the box type is oak, then you can store oak in it. You need the previous box as well to upgrade it to the next one. I can't remember the specific amount of logs it can store, but it's somewhere in the like 100 range. Activate some prayers. Plant some seeds. Unlock Yanil Lodestone, 1 lap of Barbarian Agility course. Unlock Ogre Spa Lodestone, I started Dragon Slayer so I could grab a Dragon Fire Shield. There's a couple of tasks related to dragon bones, and green dragons aren't a problem at this level. Use some bones on the altar. I'm gonna wrap up this area by finishing Vampire Slayer. I've been holding off a little bit. Tricky bit with some of these quests is they give a lot of experience, so you kind of want to wait until you have a decent experience modifier. 8 times is pretty good. It's not going to go up in the next tier, and the next tier is when I'm going to start doing some bossing, so I kind of want my combat stats a bit higher still. And this one is going to send my attack level through the roof. I don't think this fight is going to be difficult. I'm like level 60 Necromancy at this point. No, yeah, I didn't even need to summon anything. He's just going down. And that is Vampire Slayer completed. It's a combat XP lamp, so I can put it on anything I want. I kind of want to put it in attack though, just to see how high it goes. It's like 21 at the moment. Let's do it. 38,000 experience. Straight up to 41. I've got a handful of desert tasks where we're gonna knock out next. The mix between combat and non-combat. I'm gonna borrow you for a second, Mr. Crocodile. Could you go and eat that thingy right there in the water? Nice. I'm sort of at a point now where the lowest tasks aren't really worth the time anymore. They're very easy to do, but I think they would take longer to do than some of the other ones. So I'm leaning more towards medium tasks now at this point. Okay, and that's a rose picked. So down here, we're going to slay a crocodile. Next up, we're going to grab a golden pyramid from this agility course. All right, that's the pyramid collected. Time to sell this pyramid to this guy. There's a task to spawn a Goblin Raider boss here. I think you just attack goblins and then eventually it appears. Okay, I think that should be enough to... Yeah, there we go. Broken face. Level 7. We're gonna knock out the Witch's House quest. I'm kind of excited to see how high my HP level will go after this. Me and my crew are gonna mess you up. Imagine having nothing better to do than walking back and forth in your garden all day. What a loser. Straight up to 49. Next up, I'm going to swing by the crafting guild just south of here. I think when they updated it, not that long ago, they removed the requirement for having a brown apron. I think you can just walk in if you have the crafting level now. Yep. You need like 40 crafting to enter, but you don't need the brown apron. I keep remembering I have different teleports on my skull that take me to places. This one goes right over to him. By delivery. We can start with the obvious one, which is slay any werewolf. So I think I just attack someone here. Oop, and he turns into a werewolf. There should be a bunch of snails down here I can just smack out easily. Yeah, that was fast. Just gonna grab that. I think I can just chip this. That's another task done. Not really my kind of fashion though. Slaying anything in the first floor is a task. And there should be crawling hands wandering around. Yep. Also reached a round nice number of 5,000 points now, so that's cool. 1,000 more to go for Combat Relic. I've swung by the green salamanders because there's a task to catch 10 of these. Yeah, got one. Last one I'm gonna do in Mauritania for now is slay 5 feral vampires. Got it. Now there's a really good task I can do connected to smithing, which is smith some Bane armor in Relica, but I need to do the Fremennik Trials for that. And to do Fremennik Trials, I need 25 fletching. Only 16 fletching at the moment, so I'm going to knock out some fletching tasks while I level up. Okay, I have all the requirements for Fremennik Trials. Let's begin. I need to grab a raw shark, raw manta ray, or raw sea turtle though. I need to double check if I can do temple trekking because that's probably the fastest way for me to get a shark at the moment. I can't, and it's locked behind like 4 quests. I found out that water fiends have a 1 in 20 chance of dropping them, and there's a spot of them right north of 4th, 4, and 3. They are level 107 though, so I kind of just want to take on one at a time. Oh, and there we go. Got some sharks. I don't have the lodestone yet, but we can go to the Fremennik Slayer dungeon and then just run up and grab it. I will probably keep using this teleport though because it's instant. There's the lodestone anyway. I need to take out a rock crab, so we can do that while I'm in the area. I don't think there's a requirement to travel to the Mammoth Peninsula either, but that is a task. That's the easiest 30-point task I've ever done. I'm also close to the trolls at the moment, so I can just swing in here. I think these ones should count towards slaying a troll. And there he goes down. There's also a Divination Rift down here that has a task connected to it, so I'll just collect some of these. Okay, welcome to Relica. It's a little bit snowy here, isn't it? I like it. I haven't been here much since they updated it, to be fair, so this is kind of new for me as well. There's a fight here where you need to have no armor or anything on, so I'm going to turn on Legacy Combat Mode for that, because I'm pretty sure I can punch harder with that on. Okay, where are you at? It says explore the arena to find your foe, but I don't see my foe anywhere. There's nothing down here. Oh, there he is. Alright, I guess we wait. I'm gonna be straight with you all. This is incredibly tedious. Hitting ones every time, and you're chipping away 150 damage one hit at a time. This is actually ridiculous. He hit me for a 17! I can only hit ones! And this is the second phase. You have to defeat him 3 times. 3 times you have to defeat this guy. And the 4th time, you're allowed to fall. So when I'm done with this 90 health, I have to do another round, and God knows how much health he has that time. You can remove your... No, I need level 50 attack. You can remove your tool belt items, and you can use those as weapons. But I don't know the attack level to use my rune hatchet. I have a gilded bronze pick. Why do I have a gilded pickaxe? How did I get a gilded bronze pickaxe? Can I pick him with it? Is this better? I'm still hitting ones. You know what? I think the gilded bronze pickaxe is actually better because I think it has a faster attack speed than me punching.
Impressive start.
He has 250 health now. What do you mean? This is like watching paint dry. I think watching paint dry would be more interesting than this. Right, I'm gonna go get something to eat. I'll be right back. I think legit I've been in here 15 minutes at this point. Down he goes.
Skill at combat. I will hold back no longer.
I'm ready. Just do it. Just finish me. Take me. End my suffering, please. It's finally over. And that is Fremennik Trials complete. And I got 10 XP lamps. Let's use them. 29 strength levels. Straight up to 35. Humble 2 defense levels. 4 attack levels up to 45. Humble 2 hit points levels up to 52. 20 fishing levels up to 36. 27 thieving levels up to 35. 4 agility levels up to 45. I actually didn't get a crafting level. That's kind of shocking. 12 fletching levels. 2 woodcutting levels for 55. My skull can take me to Waterbirth Island. And there's Dagonauts on Waterbirth Island, and we need to slay one of these. I can also teleport to the lighthouse, and getting to the top of the lighthouse is another task. I guess I need to start the quest first. Oh, she wants me to fix the bridge before I can enter the lighthouse. Okay, fine. I did a pretty crap job on fixing the... I could have, like, done more with it, right? I could have actually fixed the bridge. That would have been a good start, right? Okay, we're back. I considered doing the quest itself, but I don't have any molten glass. And I can't seem to figure out how to get any molten glass easily either, because I can't seem to get any sand anywhere. And I just can't be bothered going and slaying something to get some, so... We're just gonna stick with this for now. Grab another pet rock, interact with it, get a task done, let's talk to it. Hold on a second. That doesn't make sense at all. I just got Trap a Saber-Tooth Kayat. This is a Spondylorupia. I'm so confused right now. It's kind of weird that the task of equipping this is Fremennik, because you can get this anywhere, really. And there's the task done. Nice. Okay, we're only 500 points away from the next relic, and I think it's about time we head to Prifddinas. Now, Prifddinas is unlocked, but they don't give you any of the lodestones there. You can go to a charter ship and go to Port Tyrus and run up that way, but if you have the Slayer Skull, we'll just slide down to Edimuse and we'll teleport there. And that takes you to a dungeoneering resource dungeon, but it puts you outside because you need like 115 dungeoneering to enter. Also, another way to teleport to Prifton is you can teleport to Morvaran, the Slayer Master. I'll go to Port Tyrus a little bit later and do that method as well because there's a lodestone down there that I want to grab. I grab this lodestone. Climbing up these stairs is a task. I have one log at the moment. Well, burning any kind of log in the internal fire here is a task. We're gonna head on over to the west here, over to the Ithil clan, and they've got soft clay spots right here that we can mine. We need to mine 200 of these for a task. Alright, next up, I need to get 56 agility for the Elven Land shortcuts. I just really don't want to do agility though. The Cold War quest gives some agility experience. I'm being haunted by molten glass at the moment, so I'm gonna go grab some sand. I've figured out that I can grab some from Calphites. They have a 1 in 20 chance of dropping it. I need 3 for the quest. Second bucket of sand right afterwards. And then in smelting, we got molten glass here. I'm gonna be straight with you guys. This is taking far longer than I thought it was going to at the start. Now I'm collecting a shopping list of items for the quest. Welcome to my house. Build myself a workshop. I'm gonna make myself a crafting table. And then we're gonna upgrade the crafting table. Then we're gonna upgrade the crafting table. Alright, we're good to go. Let's start this stupid quest. If I had one tip for you right in this moment, it's don't do Cold War. It's not worth the effort. Just suck it up and do the agility. I was just in too deep at this point. Oh, we've made it to the agility course. No, really, what this has taught me is that you need to be very careful with which quests you decide to do. I got the task done. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm the only one who's done that task. Ah, Sly Rodo, I bet you have Golden Hawk boots. You must be enjoying yourself right now. I knew this day would come. I knew I was going to suffer through some kind of agility-related incident. Quest complete! 4 agility levels up to 50. Still need 6 more agility levels. Are you kidding me? In saying that, level 50 does let me use Anachronia's extended course, so I'm going to go there. Wow, I got 1 agility level already, and I just barely started. What's actually interesting is that each little section of the course gives you a lap of a course. I just checked and the double surge charge codex is 500 pages. So I don't think that's something to go for in the league, but I mean, if you're grinding out this course, you'll get it eventually anyway, but they don't seem to be giving pages often enough to really motivate me to do that. I just got 54 agility, so I'm gonna move to the wilderness course. I'm gonna teleport to Mandrith, he's right next to it. There is a task to do 10 laps of the wilderness agility course, so this is doubling up on my task progress. 50 of any course complete. And that is 56, my goal. But I've got 4 more laps to do here, so I'll stay for those. I think I might get a level at the same time as I get this achievement done. Yeah, 57 and 10 laps of this agility course. All right, let's head to the Elven Lands. I think just doing this is a task in itself. Or was the task to charter from Port Tyrus, maybe? Oh, yeah, yep, that's what it was. Squeeze through here, and we're through. All right, there's the lodestone. Take out Bunny. How bizarre, you can't cook on this fire. Ow, oh, I fell. Okay, let's try that again. Jump the leaves. You shall pass. We can start by restoring my prayer at the altar up here. There's one task to use the bank in here. And there's a task to slay 10 elven warriors within the city here. They're level 89. I think it should be fine, but... Oh yeah, this is fine. This is definitely fine. Oh, and they drop sharks. That's huge. Not that I need it, but like it's good to know in case I need cooked shark for something. Because I don't have the fishing or the cooking level to get cooked shark at the moment, so... Yeah, that's all of them done. I forgot to do a task at Priftinus earlier. I was going to slay 30 Kadaran warriors. And this one here, and that should get me the last 80 points I need for the next relic. And there's plenty of these to go around, so... These are level 122 though, so... They might actually hurt a little bit. Oh yeah, these ones hurt. These ones definitely hurt. What I can do though is use prayers, because they only use magic or range. These things don't drop bones, and there was someone over there earlier, now there's only bones. I think they didn't survive. Swing into the house here, grab some prayer at this altar. Here we go, everyone. Big moment. There it is. Yeah, the Combat Relic has been unlocked. I've been looking forward to this one. Okay, let's have a look. So the experience is staying the same at 8 times XP, but we can choose a combat style now between melee, range, magic, or necromancy. And while I really like necromancy, I've been leaning more towards melee actually. It seems kind of fun. Firstly, what do we get by picking any relic? We get Ancient Curses unlocked, which means Soul Split is unlocked as soon as we get 90-ish prayer. You can swap spell books and prayers at the Sage in Lumbridge. When getting assigned a boss slayer task, which is a Reaper task from death, you will be able to choose which task you want. That is actually really cool. It may be limited to 1 per day because Soul Reapers tend to be a daily thing. We'll have to look into that. Zemarigal and Vorkath are available to fight without the quest requirements. That is going to speed me along Slayer. And Damascus the Devourer is also available to fight without quest requirements. So if we go through these one by one, we can start with magic. All of these give you double adrenaline when using basic abilities, so that's not different on any of them. The cooldowns and special attacks are also reduced by 20% on all of the relics, so same for everyone. Magic attacks have 100% hit chance. Whatever you pick gets 100% hit chance, so again, it's the same. This one's unique though. Magic critical strike damage is increased by 50%, so you do more damage when you get a critical hit, but you have a hard time finding items that give you crit chance. So I feel like this one would have been better if you got 50% crit chance and 50% crit damage, because as it is, you'll be struggling to even get critical hits. You need quite a few endgame items to get enough crit chance for that to be good. 95% chance to save runes in combat, so most of your runes will be saved as well. I believe the range one is quite similar. Double adrenaline, reduced cooldowns, 100% hit chance. Single target range attacks will also be cast on up to 9 additional enemies within 1 tile of the target. So that one sounds really crazy. But 1 tile is, everything has to be surrounding you, right? So it's not like you're going to be destroying fields of enemies. It's just everything that's gathered around you. If you're attacking a lot of small things for Slayer, then it might be good. But otherwise for bossing and stuff, it's not going to be that useful. And then 95% chance to save your arrows and stuff in combat as well in this one. Right, next one is Necromancy. Double adrenaline, reduced cooldowns, 100% hit chance. The Necromancy spirits are 25% larger. Okay, and do 25% more damage. The only benefit of them being bigger is that the zombie, when it explodes, will cover a larger range. So that one's kind of weird. But 25% more damage is good. That means that the ghost will heal 25% more health as well, which is, that's amazing. 95% chance to save ectoplasm and runes when casting abilities and incantations. So Necromancy has 4 unique runes that you can make through rune crafting. They're all purple runes. It's nice that those are also saved. You'll be swimming in ectoplasm with this, basically. You'll never run out. So you'll always be able to summon your things. You also get all abilities from the Necromancy Well of Souls talent tree unlocked. So you just unlock Necromancy. You have all the skills available to you instantly. This is a really good one if you want to go Necromancy. Like the other ones had like niche uses, I feel like. This one's actually got pretty much everything you'd want from Necromancy. So this is a good pick, I think. But I've been peeking at Barbarianism because, well, it has the same double adrenaline, reduced cooldowns, 100% hit chance. Melee weapons attack range is increased by 1, so you get halberd length on everything. And if you have a halberd, it increases again, so that's kind of cool. Melee base damage is increased by 500. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, but I was led to believe that melee base damage is actually the weapon's damage. So basically what that means is that every weapon gains 30 levels worth of damage. So a level 60 weapon turns into a level 90 weapon. And that's actually kind of insane. It's like a rune scimitar turning into an abyssal whip. So you could use a dragon item and it would count as like top tier end game, assuming that that's what this means. But the big one for me is that melee damage heals 10% of all damage you do. So you have permanent soul split on. And you can also stack that with normal soul split to get 20% healing. The soul split's a little bit funky. It's not always 10%, sometimes it's 5%, but now with all of this said, I don't really know how to use melee because I'm mainly a necromancer guy, and before that I used magic a lot. So I might have to learn melee as I choose this. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just locking in melee. Let's do it. And that's where I'm wrapping up for now. Thank you for watching. Do like the video and subscribe so you don't miss the next part where we'll be pushing towards the following relics once again. I'm looking forward to using the Clue Scroll relic a bit. I've been getting some Clue Scrolls now, so we might be able to jump into those a bit. And of course, trying out the Combat Relic coming up next. Which Combat Relic are you thinking of picking up? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you're having a great time in League's Catalyst if you're playing yourself, and thanks for watching. Rainy out.